Good morning, William and Kang. How are we doing today?
It's not too bad.
Welcome to the Boardcast team. We've got three busy little bees here.
Dude.
Kang's at the end of uni. William's at the end of his house troubles. I don't know. At the start of the house troubles. Where are we at now, buddy?
Is William's house troubles like self-imposed?
I think so, yeah. It went from one Google search into now causing an entire dilemma.
I don't know.
An idea triggered in his brain, and now he just wants a new home.
The worst bit for me is that because between my friend Connor, that we know on the podcast, and yourself, William, we've been looking at housing as you need to maybe potentially upgrade to allow for eternal magic to grow. Between my friend Connor and I, we've been looking at so many houses. Now my SEO search essentially sends me houses that are significantly out of my budget. And by budget, I mean any budget whatsoever.
Yes, I got that too. I'm like, oh, this house looks good. And I check, over 3 million. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's constant. It sends me something up in like the hills in Rolling Stone, and it's like a 4,000 square meter block with a giant house.
Yes,
and it's like,
yes, I
no,
get that
dude. I'm like, I know you have access to.
How do I configure my algorithm to be like, no, I'm poor, less.
What I need is, with all the technology being so good on our phones now, if I'm googling where the cheapest diesel in Perth is, I need you to also know that I don't need a $3 million house. You know what I mean? Like, please use the research well.
I don't know. It's just crap.
I have exactly this weekend to cram in some recreation before I'm back at the slamming.
So you only have 1 week off? Is that it?
Well, no. Well, yeah, kind of. I have 1 week
Is that
off
your finals?
to study for my exams, and it's my finals.
Hey, finals.
Yeah, done.
I thought you just had your finals.
Whoa.
I had my tests. So that's my
Is this the final
in-semester
fantasy?
tests, and then I have my final exams. And these are the ones where like the university adjudicates you to be like final grade.
Ooh.
Are you stressed or are you feeling
Yeah,
good?
of course I am. Because I'm trying to get my CWA up, my course weighted average. I guess in in America they call it what, the GPA?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like your overall, like in this course, how well you did. And nowadays you really want to get above a 70% to get like even an idea.
Are you likely to get above 70%?
I'm aiming for it. Right now I'm hovering around that 60,
not what I asked.
65. Right now I'm hovering around that.
What's the div?
The thing is, I was a bit lax in my first.
No. Like,
year or
what
two.
do you get? Like, do you still graduate if you're less than 670?
You graduate with 50%, but doesn't mean you get a job at 50%.
Well, no one's gonna see your grades.
Nah, because in my field of computer science nowadays, what happens is because so many people are graduating, it's not like in the past where if you just graduate, you kind of have your head screwed on right.
Yeah.
But because of so many people are now entering courses and graduating, and with AI, everyone is graduating. There's like the minimum bar has never been lower.
Yeah.
All right.
So employers don't know what they're doing anymore. Employers are like, well, everyone's graduating.
Well,
so
that's what the interview is
now
for,
we have
right?
to check grades again.
I guess so.
But they want to do the pre-screening, right? So before they even get you into the interview, because you could have a vacancy of 3 positions and 1,000 people will apply.
Yeah.
And that's 1,000 people, not even in Australia.
Yeah, I guess
you get 1,000 people from around the world.
You're just creating an easy vetting process where it's like, we'll throw us your numbers of what you got and we'll just pick the best ones.
Yeah.
Like, so whereas maybe before there was less people getting through, so it was a lot easier just to collect things. I don't know about you guys, but through here, the club, and a number of other things that I do, I know a lot of IT guys. And as I was younger and growing up, I always considered them to be some of like the smartest people I know. And as I've got older, I've realized that half of them don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Nah, it's just different levels of autism. That's what IT is.
I get it. Yeah.
Everyone has a special kind of autism that lets them do a special kind of computer thing. And it's good. That's how the world works.
Specialized.
The IT guy that I work with at another business, I thought he was just hell genius. Until one day we ended up in the same office for a while, and I realized he just Googles everything. Every question he just gets on Google or like fucking like ChatGPT now and just asks it. And I'm like, wait, do you know anything? He's like,
The ChatGPT thing is a bit of. He was lucky, right? He's the guy who like just kind of like fake it till you made it into the right positions, and then boom,
So
I guess it
he
works.
made it.
I think he just has enough lingo that it confuses the people that he's fixing the problem for, so they think he knows more. And I was like, damn, anybody could do this.
So now put yourself in my shoes, where I've always had this imagination of you get to the 3rd and final year of university. These students know what they're doing, and I get into my group project, and I'm like, oh, I'm surrounded by idiots. This is just ChatGPT the course.
I feel like that's really like most employment though. Like you get whether sometimes it's like a binary though. So you think everyone else is an idiot, and I might also be the idiot. But a lot of the time, you go into any room and you're like, what the fuck is going on here?
So this is your Final Fantasy?
This is my Final Fantasy. If my Final Fantasy is above a 70% average,
We just hope there's not another version of Final Fantasy a year later.
Yeah, the 70% is considered average now. Like 70% is considered like the minimum, the bare minimum to even get considered. There are students now because of they're innately just smart and they know what they're doing, and with assistance of AI, like there are students with averages of 90 plus, and like 90 plus CWA means that 4 units per semester you over the course of 3 years, they've achieved over 90% in each.
Damn.
Do you think just
Proper.
the foreign kids coming in with like way better educations are just showing how bad the Australian education
I don't
system
know.
is?
I think I actually think the kids that grow up here are the most talented ones.
Interesting.
Because my experience.
So what happened to you?
I was too much of a dropkick, bro.
Too much magic together.
Too much video games and gambling when I was young. Not studying. So
I was in the crowd.
my experience is that Australia's educational background through high school is generally like pretty decent. Like people like to talk shit about, school here is a joke or whatever, but no, it really isn't. Like we live in a pretty decent world where like the average person leaving high school has a general wherewithal of like the world around them and has like a basic minimum level of education, especially because English competency is a big one in universities. Like kids that grow up here and they go from high school to university, there's a level of they can do research and they can write essays and they can do a certain level of like group project work and interaction. And I guess this is get political now, right? Because I had a group project with a lot of like foreign students, and it's not their fault. They come from different educational backgrounds or language backgrounds, and just it doesn't sync up. It just doesn't work.
I guess you have a huge advantage when you only have to speak one language and it's your primary language, whereas a lot of these other people come from other countries have to have multiple languages,
Correct.
sometimes 2 or 3 languages just to get by. And that's a huge advantage to somebody who just has to learn one of them,
Yeah.
And I think it's like I've said this to Lucas because Lucas has a hard time at school. He's not like super scholastic. He's like, it's not his thing. But I said to him that really the school is all about opportunities. Like you can go learn more stuff if you want to. You're just choosing not to do that. Like so much of what I did in high school was like my ADHD wanted me to zoom through the shitty work that they wanted me to do so I can go do like my own research and stuff and things I wanted to do.
One of the most talented persons in my unit, because obviously when you get to the final year, like the classroom is shrunken where you kind of all have familiar faces. One of the most talented guys I know definitely has ADHD, but he has that kind of like education ADHD where he'll just hyper focus on his studies and he'll just blitz right past it. He's the classics, like the miracles. He's the golden idea of finishes high school, doesn't take a gap year, nothing, goes straight into university, does 3 years of uni, and gets like an ACES graduate job.
It's when you could have that kind of directive and know that's what you want to do, a huge advantage.
He's like on path to being fucking totally fine by the time he's 25.
So you just make sure you get his name and his phone number
Yeah,
and you chat on the
exactly.
weekend, and he
Say, what's up, brother?
Yeah,
You wanna have a beer, brother?
I've never had a problem being employed by a guy 5 times younger than me.
Job is a job, right?
So you said you've kind of like crunched down numbers now. Do you roughly know how many people you started with in your like class to now?
Not a clue anymore because over the years,
Over the years.
more and more and more. Yeah, it's been a few years now.
How many years now?
I would say it probably took me 6 years to finish this.
6 years?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, 3-year course took me 6 years, bro.
Is that like?
That's. I'll be
But
honest.
I'm impressed.
It's way longer than it should have been. But
You
like,
persevered through though.
yeah.
true.
But the thing
I didn't
is,
persevere through. I just gave up.
the thing is though, the whole 3-year university journey is kind of not for everyone. I've realized that as I've gotten older now that the 3-year, like, you just smash out full-time study nonstop is a little unrealistic for anyone who wants to get their life together.
Oh yeah.
Because it's basically, the idea is your minimum requirement, spending 3 years of not really going out and getting a job. You're just focusing on knuckling down on study.
Yeah.
The average person is probably going to take 4 to 5 years to finish study.
Yeah, I think it's.
So,
a
and
big
then
part
I'm
as well.
stupid, so it took me 6 years.
Well, it's like if you have your parents and they can funnel money directly into you to live, even if it's just like even if you're not going out and drinking or partying or whatever, but you're just got to live somewhere and eat food and then just study, then you have that support. That's amazing for you. But most people aren't going to have that these days. You know what I mean? And it's like if you have to if you have to pay for your own fuel and car and rent and all those kind of things, then this starts to build up after a while. And you've got family to support.
Yeah. I do know that in just the last year alone, the amount of students going into computer science doubled.
Yeah.
So much, like you can tell like all the lecturers, the tutors are like real stressed out. They're overworked. But the university has a certain level like, hey, these people pay money. We're just going to keep getting them in.
Just piling them in there.
piling them in.
It just turns into a high school class where there's 30 people in there.
And like at the end of the day, a university is a business, so they're gonna have profits in mind. So there was just in that first year, semester 1, you have so many students. There's so many people in the lecture halls, and it just gets filtered out slowly and slowly and slowly. There's when I first started, and there wasn't AI around, the first year basic level programming unit had a 70% fail rate. Right, and that means from there you get
damn, it's 30% left.
then you have 30% left, and then the idea that you're basically like quartering each semester down, quarter and quarter and quarter and quarter. Because you start with thousands of students.
Yeah.
And then you got plenty of prospects who, hey, I can make it, right? I can be a computer science guy. You can't make it.
It's also like, I feel like the high school part for the last 10 years has been pretty much like IT is where you need to be at, right?
And then the problem now is, when I started, that was like before AI was a thing. Now AI is a thing. Where in that basic level, like let's see, first semester programming class, everyone can pass now.
Damn.
Theoretically. So all those thousands of students don't get, like there's no filtering now. The natural selection doesn't happen. You just have the floodgates open for students to keep pushing on. And then eventually they enter the workforce. And then employers
And they become that guy that I was talking about.
the poor HR person up in the is like, oh, I got 2,000 people to look through today to hire.
They use AI to filter it. Then.
Yeah.
And now
probably.
they use AI to filter for
Yeah.
hiring too as well. And then what's happening is that people are using AI to then try to counter the AI to get employed.
Is this going to be like Latin? IT is going to be like Latin where nobody actually knows. They just...
Can you imagine? It's like, I'm like this deck. I'm gonna sign for you. I'm gonna sign for you. I'm gonna sign for you.
Yeah, it's just an arms race. It's an arms race right now. It's the worst.
I like the concept of two guys sitting in a HR meeting and before they reply to each other, they write their reply to ChatGPT, get the okay or the change, and then they read it back to the person and that person gets a response and then they just read it back to each other. A certain person that I have to communicate with on a regular basis sends every single text message they send to me through ChatGPT first. And then every single one.
You know what's crazy is that you can always tell. Like
Also
right now,
based
you
on
can
the
always
language
tell.
they knew beforehand, I 100%.
Yeah.
It's very clear. And
Like why? Just communicate like a human being.
They're what they say is that they want to be able to communicate clearly and get their point across. But what I say to them is that if you continually do this, I may as well just be having the communication with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
You being in the conversation isn't necessary because what you're repeating back to me isn't. It's like sort of your opinion, sort of like what it is. But the problem is their understanding of the English language is not the best. So then what happens is there's language being used where I'm like, is this what do you think this is what you think you mean? Like, and it's just it's very it's very odd because again it's like. When we do things like with ChatGPT just messing around, you can tell that it's them replying to you. It's using language that's formal, but then does this or that or whatever. And then it's like when they start texting back and forth with each other, I'm like, I don't need you. I can just do this myself, essentially. I can just do the whole conversation, skip right to the end, guys. What are we doing here? So,
Which country was it that elected an AI president?
it was
Really?
like- yeah, it was like a Kazakhstani one, like in
It's
the
like
middle there.
Botswana or something like that. Like elected, like they just gave up. Like the citizens were like, fuck it, we'll just elect the AI as our prime minister.
Oh.
Like, this is a real thing that happened, dude.
I don't think
Really?
it was the prime minister.
Yeah.
On September 11th, D'Alio was formally appointed Minister of State Artificial following. Just tell me which country, Brady. Oh, damn, that is the prime minister.
Yeah. So you have your leader of your country now is
Albania. I knew it was one of those Ania countries.
I don't know anything about Albania. I don't know.
I know it wasn't taken.
It was that. I just it's like
You
is
watched
it
it?
that bad in Albania where like, hey man, let's
So the
just
kidnappings.
let's just elect ChatGPT. They probably know more than us. Like is it that bad?
It seems pretty bad.
Yeah. Anyway, so we have this.
They even
weekend.
gave her a face and everything.
Yeah, they gave it. They made it
Damn.
human. You can't make the robot seem like a robot overlord, right?
We
You still gotta
we
make it
thought-
humanoid.
But at least this prime minister will read through all the the bills.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Except, and they're not just having a nap in court.
Yeah.
Like, you ever seen like the ministers in like the Australian court and they're having little sleeps in while they're talking and stuff like that. Like the ChatGPT doesn't sleep, baby.
Have you seen? We have on our Northern Boards community page, you set up like this AI bot to like summarize and go through like FAQ stuff every now and again.
I didn't set that up. It did it itself.
Did it itself?
I don't know how to stop it.
You can turn it off. Have you seen? I went in the other day to look into it, and I was like, should I just turn it off? And then, have you seen the settings that it's been programmed for?
No.
There's it's very clear that the meta AI is just a general, like this is just a general chat AI, like a large language model AI. And they were like, well, we need to just take this AI and just like cram it down a funnel so it can also work as like an AI for community groups. So it has these preset settings on what it's supposed to do, but it also has rules that is preset and has rules that say like, you are a bot. You have no family. You have no friends. You will reply to people with no private information and has like very
Wait, so I can just remove those rules if I want
but
to?
also reading into that, it's like Jesus Christ. It's like reading an Isaac. It's like Isaac Asimov. You guys know the 3 rules for robotics. Where it's like you'll never harm a human. You'll never be involved in action that can be directly harmful to a human. That is like that, right? It's like an Isaac Asimov's 3 laws of robotics situation.
See, I knew those got kicked in because I have like control of a number of community groups. Like there's 20 to 30 there. So on the same day as they all kicked in, I started getting annoyed messages from random people from random groups about me putting AI into it. And I was like, brother, I can assure you, I've nothing to do with this. Like, the last thing I wanted was 60 messages on a random Tuesday about AI.
I'll look into it because I'm pretty sure you can turn it off. But it's funny that it's turned on by default.
Oh, it's turned on by default, yeah. And because the summary, it'll summarize like what posts have been happened and what's going on or whatever. And like, I'm cautious. I'm like, am I just being old manny about this stuff? Because like Gmail started doing it, right? And I'll be stuck in a Gmail chain of like 15 emails, and then you get the little summary at the top, and I'm like, it actually seems quite helpful. But should I trust this? Am I missing?
The problem is that there's a dissonance of like the general public may or may not want this, but the companies who are fueled by profits require them to do so. They will, because there's an arms race, right? It's every big tech company go right now when it's the AI bubble. They want to be the first person to be the top. They want to be that next ChatGPT. They want to be the racing so they can have the dominance over the market. So every major tech company, Microsoft, Facebook, Google, they're all shoveling the AI into the largest spectrum they can, which is in every customer base. Because the more customer interaction, the more research data, the more you're able to improve your AI, and the faster you're able to improve your AI. So whether it's our choice or not, they're going to funnel it so they can get more research data.
As someone who's like anti-AI for like art stuff, right? Which you are, Kang, and I think I am, but I think you're further down the spectrum of like where it begins. Where is your line? Because for example, like I found doing our Instagram stories, right? They have their special AI or meta AI. And if I put a banner of like a magic event and it extends that art out, is that okay with you or is that no good?
That's like a gray area, right? Because tools like that have existed for a very long time. For a very long time, it's very rudimentary.
They've been shit. Like Canva has had it for a while, but you'll take a picture of like, say, because like one was Ragavan the monkey on the pirate ship, and you extend the art out so that it completes the rest of the space of the reel, so you don't have like a shitty middle bit. On Canva, when I used to try and do things like that, it would say take the monkey on the pirate ship and it would put it in a spaceship, or it would just put weird text in there. It was quite bad. But the new meta AI it does do it a different one every single time, but it functionally extends it out quite good. I don't know if you saw my post for the Modern Horizons 3 draft last night.
You took a horizontally aligned image, and you were able to make it for an Instagram story,
and
just for a phone display.
It looked fucking really good. The Ragavan one was hero there. Like it couldn't determine. It thought the mast for the pirate ship was
check it out.
Like a statuette. The story for the Ragavan won't be up, but I can show you after. But the one for the Modern Horizons should still be up there. The Modern Horizons one, it kind of turned this mast into a statue, so it clearly didn't really know what it was looking at. But the one for the Modern Horizons was the what's that card with all the eyes and the thing coming out of it?
In a Drazi card?
No. It's got Hey, we'll pull it up. There's a little bit of padding going on here.
Well, while you guys do that, my stance on a lot of these AI tools now has kind of softened over time because inevitably they're going to be around and people are going to use them to help them assist in making art. I think where my stance is when an art is entirely generated through AI. Yeah.
So only the very center of that image is
real,
and then the rest of it extended out. But it's done an exceptionally good job of copying what it was supposed to be looking at. The first time I did it, I was quite surprised.
There's a thing of I'm pretty anti against using AI to generate most of your art, and there's a thing where the internet has really rallied behind that as well. But it's now flipped the script to the wrong side, where there's a bit of a kind of a mob. It's a bit of like a lynching mob for anyone who might even potentially be using AI. Where I've seen it now in magic artists, where magic artists have had to come out and defend themselves, being like, "No, I drew this. This is not AI, guys. Like this, I drew this." So
the place I've noticed like most, funnily enough, because of Burger Boy, I'm in the Perth Burger Hunters group, and it's just a Facebook group of people in Perth, out the city, where they go and find the best burgers in Perth and like post about it. but that also means there's a lot of businesses in there posting up their advertising.
Yeah.
A lot of the burger companies like Hood Burger and this or that are using AI generated like completely from scratch, and you can tell they look kind of rough. Like it looks like it looks almost like a plastic cheeseburger that you buy for your kids' little kitchen like set. You know what I mean? Where they play kitchen, and they look like that, and people get up them instantly. Like really like up them instantly. It's like every comment's like, "Oh, use this AI trash," and it's interesting. Yeah. I didn't realize that the burger eating art protection community crossed over so much. You know what I mean?
I think it's less of a inherent protection for art, but just the human desire to have things that are genuine, the human desire to have things that just aren't just mass produced, thrown at me, and like just the quickest potential like cash grab.
Yeah,
where the human desire to have, this was a minimum level of effort was put into this for like even an advertisement, right? At least someone put a minimum level of effort. There's a human desire for it, and as humans, we're watching like the human element of imagination and creativity and what we can create slowly being eroded by code.
It's kind of the whole meme of like we wanted robots to like fight our battles and do our maths, and here we are. They've taken the art jobs, and you're like, oh,
yeah. And eventually, it won't just be the art jobs; it'll just be any level of creative element. Because animators, movie creators, you've seen like the new Sora 2, the new OpenAI model for video generation, image generation.
Yeah.
Wow, have you seen it, William?
No, not
really. You've seen it.
It's very impressive.
You've seen videos.
It's everywhere right now because they released a new model and people are doing things like, well, they even had a demo release when they first started where it was like, hey, imagine Pikachu, but in like Saving Private Ryan, or imagine this and this and this, and it's very impressive. The scary part is, in part of their demo, they showed off how it can replicate police body cam footage or security camera footage.
Oh, damn.
And such. And then
I like in their demo, they're even like, you're fucked.
and then you can be that average Joe, who's, haha, this is funny. It's Pikachu shooting lightning bolts at a military bunker and Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
And then, or you can be, oh, cool. You now can't trust any video you see on the internet because at some point, any level of evidence is whatever because you can just replicate anything.
I'm already there. I already think I can't.
The next future job is forensics.
Like
video forensics.
We have a good friend of ours, Graham, who works as a police officer. We had a really good chat because I come from I'm cynical by nature, and Graham is a police officer, so he has a certain necessary of like in his job, his way he was trained. He's like, I have to be cynical and I have to be a skeptic for everything I see because that's what it's like to be, forensics in police.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the nature you have to be now with anything on the internet, where like when you see it, you have to be a skeptic first. Is this real?
Yeah. I think I'm not a big current like streamery guy, but I think there's a fairly popular guy called Tiki Toki or something like that. And I saw a video of him talking about how he was getting really frustrated at it because people kept sending like pictures or like videos of him doing stuff, but to his parents.
Yeah.
And it was like him wearing a dress and like him doing like maybe stuff that he wouldn't naturally in his own image actually do, or like saying things to people that he like quite rudely. But all of this was done through like this Sora thing. And he's like, my uncle, my like 60-year-old uncle doesn't know that that's not me, or that I'm struggling to explain to him that someone's made that fake video, and he's like, well, but it's too real. And it's like
the immediate day after they released the new Sora, and the internet came down of like, oh, we can do all sorts of SpongeBob, Pikachu, and all that stuff. A lot of the copyright holders all came down on it hard because they realized, hey, Nintendo, for example, was like, hey, you can't be using our shit.
Yeah.
As free marketing. This is terrible. And so now they've had to come down hard on the copyright.
Are the technology able to scrub the internet good enough that it can like pull that stuff off the internet straight away? Like
in theory, yeah.
Like if someone
like the copyright strike from YouTube. And stuff.
YouTube, for example, the YouTube algorithm is very good at detecting. Very good at detecting any level of copyright infringement.
Music,
interesting,
for example.
Stuff. Yeah, it is.
Like my understanding, it comes mostly from
like Shazam.
Adult material, right?
Yeah.
The adult material, the industry is very good at scrubbing off anything that isn't like paid for off unpaid for websites like Reddit.
Yeah.
It's exceptionally good at pulling that off. So I assume that if that exists, that also can exist in many other places. So like if I make a Pikachu thing off Sora and I post it up on like say YouTube or a private website, are they both as findable as each other? Or is like something can YouTube be taken off a lot quicker?
It's tricky. I think with YouTube, a lot of places starting to like they're starting to deploy algorithms and AI that are able to also visually detect what's happening on screen and take it down.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Just like eBay.
I'm talking about things that we've seen and enjoying things. You guys watching anything fun?
So, I was just talking
Yeah,
about
finish
eBay.
eBay thing, yeah.
Right. So eBay has this feature on their chat, right? If you mention like address or words like close to like
so you can
meet
sell,
up,
so you can sell
Keywords.
through by
yeah,
skipping the eBay
circumvent eBay, like eBay will send you a warning. Like,
Oh, yeah.
cost. Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
eBay's big on that right now because they know that people are trying to skirt under there.
but if you take an image of anything, they can't detect.
But surely that's got to go away soon
Yeah.
now, right? Because like now, if I take a photo of a handwritten docket on the trucks or whatever I'm doing, and I search my iPhone thing, it can pick up the words inside the handwritten
Yeah.
image. So surely eBay's got to be pretty close to figuring that out.
Very soon.
I always wonder. Sorry, okay. So I always wonder with eBay if it's one of these things. You know, in America now, like Costco, for example, they won't catch you stealing anything. What they do is they create a profile of you and they build up a profile of images every time you steal something until it racks up to whatever the federal government limit
the
is.
minimum requirement.
Yeah, the minimum amount of money, so they can get you for
Criminal instead of misdemeanor.
Correct. Yeah. So like, I wonder if eBay can do the same thing where it's like they can just create a system where because you already have all your data. You've given them your data. They can then build that up, and then after a certain amount of time or money gets to, they're like, hey, you owe us this money. Like they can take you to like criminal court, and it's like because like. I totally get where you're using their service, so we should provide them. It's just a question of like, well, are they charging way too much money? So they're kind of forcing you to then go outside of their world to then create the transaction, I guess. But it's like you've already provided these massive industries all of their data, so it's like they're in the best position to just kind of fuck you. You know what I mean?
I think with eBay, it needs to become a big enough problem because in the end of the day. I see it a lot like the piracy world, where like sure you can go out your way to get these things for free, but for the average Joe, it's not convenient enough to really bother.
Yeah.
And with eBay, the end sum is still the customer still wants a smooth, easy transaction.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
And like regardless, the customer just wants whatever's easiest.
When did you like use Pirate Bay and stuff like that?
I use Friendster. No, what's it called?
Napster?
Oh man, that's old school.
Yeah.
That's old school.
Napster
Yeah.
or Friendster.
We chat, William, and you've got glorious hair, and I every single time I forget how old you are.
Napster, and then after that is that what's it called?
Yeah,
LimeWire
Napster
or
was
something?
LimeWire,
Yeah,
yeah.
Napster was before my time because
Yeah.
I was at minimum was LimeWire.
Yeah,
Napster's the shit. So slow. I mean, internet then was slow.
Yeah, everything was slow.
One music. Guess how long?
Oh.
How long? 1 day.
a whole day.
It's
Whole
crazy because
day.
like one song is what 3 megabytes.
I remember like having ADSL2 and trying to download an image and watching an image take like 15, 20 minutes to
Do you know
type
that
down the screen?
then they actually show like the bytes?
Yeah,
They don't show
yeah.
3 MB. They show like 300,000.
Yeah.
So you'll be
It's
like
strictly your
so
bias and
slow.
The because it was like I think I just missed Napster. I never had to touch it, but then I started with LimeWire. Then went to like uTorrent and like Pirate Bay and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Was where it's at. And it's like you have these functions, and you're right. At some point, I think for me it was when Apple Music came out, and you could just buy the songs. It became far more convenient somehow to spend $2 a song back then than it was to download off LimeWire.
And the thing is, it's just the what's that thing called? You know what you're getting.
You're
Yeah.
trusting what you're happening.
Yeah. So you're not getting viruses and stuff.
There's
you
a
know?
famous quote from Gabe Newell, who is the CEO of Steam, the biggest like digital retailer front for video games, where he says that piracy is a service issue. It's not like necessarily. It's like the predominance of piracy is mostly because you're not providing a service that is good enough for your
Oh, I
customers.
full-heartedly agree.
They are, and then like with Steam being like, oh, it's so easy to buy video games, and nowadays with movies and stuff, it's so easy to just go out your way to be on Netflix or be
Yeah.
on HBO or something.
Australia was really well known for being one of the biggest first world piracy countries, but it's because none of the services came here, and so many things. Like I remember back in the day, it was what was the bikey TV show?
Something Anarchy.
Yeah.
Something Anarchy.
Sons
Fuck.
of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. There we go.
The Sons of Anarchy was an
Hell's Angels is just the actual bike thing. Yeah.
was playing in America, but there was no way to get it in Australia until the season finished, and then 6 months would go by, and then you bought a Blu-ray.
Yeah,
and
terrible system.
A terrible system. And I remember watching an interview where somebody from like the production company for Sons of Anarchy was like on TV complaining about like the Australians stealing it. It's like
You can't blame us,
just
bro.
give it
This
to
sucks.
us. Yeah, I'll pay for it, brother. Like, what is this?
And also the way it works now is you just need to make piracy more inconvenient.
More inconvenient,
Just
yeah.
every little step you can do to make it less convenient, the average person will go the way.
Yeah.
For example, I don't know if you guys realize, but legally, ISPs, like internet service providers in Australia, have to filter out and block like Pirate Bay and potential like torrent sites like RARBG and all that.
But
stuff.
that is funny because I never see like every morning because I'm not looking for them.
Yeah,
but
they,
you used
they
to
by
come
default
across
now
them
filter
more.
through them.
Yeah,
So to get through it, you either have to use a
and the
VPN
problem
or
with
use what I do.
piracy
which
is just so much trouble. Like if you buy a game, like you need to crack the code, the serial, so many steps. But it's like just pay $20.
We see that a lot here, where you can. I know some people really advocate for downloading the pirating the Games Workshop codexes, and I get that they're really expensive and they just want the digital copy anyway. But then for a lot of guys, they come in and they'll buy the codex, get the digital code, and be like, "Hey, do you want the book?" They'll just give us the book back because they're like, it's just easier for them to literally buy the book.
GW really figured it out by having that digital code and making everyone use their app. But all they need to do is just make the app slowly better and better and better, and make people want to use the app and make the and then people like, why bother? It's like, why bother pirating the book when why have to scroll through the shitty Wahapedia UI to figure out what you can when if your app gets better, just go out of your way, just buy the book. Make your
I'm
life
surprised
easy.
they don't have like a subscription service where you can pay X amount a month and then you can just
get
have all the
everything, right?
codexes. Yeah.
But
I
the
guess
problem
they're
is they
just making
keep
too much
raising the
money.
prices.
Nah.
Yeah.
Like a codex now is $95.
But that's because it's a physical book they're printing, right?
Yeah.
And like the world keeps going through paper shortages because we do stupid shit like print Pokemon cards and Magic cards.
Just start selling the codes.
Like I heard that something that
know what I mean?
I know like university books have always been exceptionally like high, like prices, right?
Yeah.
But I've heard they're like at a crazy ultimate high where people are sharing them, like buying them to share.
Oh yeah, university books are crazy.
And it's like it is kind of wild that like a kid is trying to be a doctor and can't find a medical book, and we're like, bringing in
University
thousands of
textbooks
Magic
got
cards.
so bad that I know plenty of lecturers who were on purposely trying to avoid including books in their structure just so their students have to go through fucking book debt.
That's crazy.
In Asia, everybody photocopies.
Yeah.
What, like
You get one guy who buys the book.
No.
Photocopies everyone
The
else.
photocopy store has all the books that you need.
Oh damn!
So they pre-sell it like, what unit you in? This unit, you need this set.
You know what?
Set A.
If we get taken over by the Chinese eventually, I get it because like they're so much more efficient than us. Like, what are we doing over here?
Just to sell the photocopies.
So the photocopy stores near the unis have all the subjects, all the units and everything. So you just tell them what unit you are in, and they will print give you the set. Like this is $100.
This reminds me a lot of like the Japanese gambling thing where you're not allowed to gamble, but you're allowed to play a game here and then take the ticket from the playing game place over to the place across the road where they'll happily
I know
trade
the
you the
one.
ticket for the money. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
you go to university.
Everyone knows what's happening.
Yeah.
So no one uses real books. They use photocopy books.
Yeah,
true.
but you end up using the same amount of paper, right? So,
It's so pointless.
The book could just
It's back to the GW conundrum of just sell the code.
Yeah.
Just sell it. Just sell the digital code for someone to just.
They want
get the book.
control. I guess what they want is to protect their IP and control.
Yeah.
Because they are the only one who able to, because they have no license. They don't pay a license. So they own everything A to Z.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like any other company out there, you're still dependent on license and stuff.
They've definitely crunched the numbers and see that, hey, there are enough people buying the books that it's still profitable and it's still going up each year.
Yeah.
There's
very
no
much is
need to
like-
change the system.
Being in the shop, a lot of people give us plenty of suggestions about how GW could fix their stuff. Like we get a lot of unsolicited advice, and I get it. And a lot of the time, you're probably right. But this is a multi-billion-dollar company. They're paying someone millions of dollars a year to work out how they make the most money. So they're only going to change when that meter ticks just enough in their favor. You know what I mean? Like, you're probably right, bud. Like that would be better customer experience. But I don't think they fucking care about that.
Yeah, they got a couple of hundred people working at their office,
Correct.
Monday to Friday, doing all the things they need
They
to
got
do.
plenty of paperwork saying
Yeah.
the line, the graph keeps going up.
Yeah.
So why change?
I constantly fall into this conundrum at the moment where, not to get too dark about it, but there's quite a few different wars happening around the world, and it's like very serious. And then at the same vein, there's like guys in America who are like plotting the amount of Pokemon cards that can come into the country, and it's like just as bigger teams, if not bigger teams, working on that as there is working on like actually solving global issues.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
Pokemon is crazy right now.
I know we've been slowly getting better allocations, and it's dramatically shown a difference in what our weekly turnover is.
Oh, dude.
It's wild. And now we've run out of Pokemon, and this week's was a lot less, and I was like, ooh.
The Pokemon, yeah, this week's been rough. Yeah. The Pokemon crowd is such a weird one for me because I'm a complete newcomer to the Pokemon scene, and just witnessing for the first time has made me go, there's a certain level of zealotry behind Pokemon. I don't know where it starts. I don't know where like someone grows up with Pokemon, they play the Pokemon video games, or Nintendo is just an absolute genius of marketing where it just has the grip on people.
I think I'm getting the feeling like it's really cornered itself in as the starter process. Like so many guys who play Magic are like, oh, I've bought my kids like a starter Pokemon product and they're playing with them. Yeah. And in my mind, I'm like, I wonder what makes, I get this, the cute animals and the maybe easier rules or whatever, but like they've just, it doesn't, like even like you get, whether it's adults teaching kids or it's adult playing buying their first cards, a lot of them are starting at Pokemon. It's like they've just cornered themselves.
The game is not that easy though.
The thing is, people, the vast majority of people, I almost ask every person that buys cards from us and then buys Super from us, oh, do you play the game much? And universally, no one has told me they play the game.
Nah, no one plays the game.
No one plays the game. Everyone's strictly just buying it to collect it, which means that they're spending money to open up a piece of card that has art on it and then put into a binder and then forget about it.
To be fair, though, we don't run Pokemon events, so maybe the people playing the game are going to someone like the Good Games is where they're running those events as well.
And then there are people who also buy, sell, swap, and trade, and for them the hobby is the trading and selling of the cards. I kind of get that as well. But the vast majority of people are just strictly buying the thing to collect the thing.
Yeah.
They literally invented we print money.
Yeah. I did see a video.
They just print money.
Have you realized that there's so many cons right now?
Yes.
There's a lot of conventions.
Yeah. I really wanted to get back into going to the cons and promoting like both the podcast and Northern Boards. But between our lower lack of staff at the moment is not going to make that happen. But there's also so many. I don't know if I looked at it at the start of the year, being
crazy.
like, oh, I want to do a few.
I think after COVID,
in Perth, it's so many.
Yeah.
After COVID, there was a big boom of everyone trying to get back into the market space. But then obviously you're going to get
so many.
You're going to get a couple that will survive, and the rest will diminish.
Yeah, I assume there'll be somewhere along the line that's going to be diminishing returns.
The funny thing is, with these cons, right? So they introduce like the vendors. Like there's like hundreds of vendors. Like you never heard of them before. Like you heard of one or two. Like a certain stores who are
after COVID, everyone got into collectibles.
What the hell was this? And who's this? I'm like, I don't know.
I've heard from the guys that do Collector Zone, which is the smaller regular one that's been here in Perth consistently for the past probably 8 years. I've been told that they're at the moment overrun with people selling Pokemon, and they're limiting who's going in there and who's allowed to sell Pokemon only because they don't want to turn away the people that come for anything else other than Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because all you have is people selling Pokemon cards. So it's like, I wonder, again, is it that Pokemon is this weird middle ground of people, there's more middle flippers than there is actual end produced
thing about Pokemon I realized is you got a lot of other card games like Magic the Gathering, Flesh and Blood, One Piece even, where these are card game players. These are people that know what they're doing. They come from a background of being more well informed. Pokemon has such a wide audience. We have the average person who comes through who isn't well informed. So they're more happy to just spend whatever money is being told at them. They will just buy whatever because they enjoy it. It's a less competitive market field. There's less competitive market, I find. And I think that's opened up to a lot of people want to jump in on that market and try and take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, and because you have the average person knows what Pokemon is, you just have such a large...
And because
your potential sell space, your market is so large.
Yeah.
And because I've been selling like One Piece cards, right? And Pokemon collectors are like spilling into One Piece. I'm getting like messages every single day. Hey, can you take pictures of the card, please? This. I'm like, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
so they get physical.
Nah, they want to like check every single card.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
The Pokemon crowd is very much a quality of card because we want to get a graded kind of crowd.
You're 100% correct.
No, I was just like, nah.
So, because
I just don't reply to it.
We've had a few of those conversations here where people were like, oh, this one's like not going to make a 10 for like a Magic card. And I was like, oh, put it in a sleeve, buddy. Put it on the
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
deck. I don't know what you want from it.
Magic is the vast majority of people are like, I'll sell a Magic card that is $300, and the guy goes quick once over, being like back front, good enough, $300, go, because he's planning on playing the card.
Yeah, it's the card,
I'll sell a Pokemon card to a person for $30, and they're taking it out of the sleeve and looking at the edges and checking it. I'm like, bro, this is a $30 card.
$30
I get it,
card,
like
I know.
$30 is still a lot of money to spend on a piece of cardboard, but like, what's going on?
I don't know how experienced you are with the Pokemon, but if you do look on eBay for like sales, like a $30 card, but we'll also sell in a 10 for like $1,500,
Yeah.
to like 12, $2,000, $3,000. It's who the fuck's paying that? And they're selling, but there is someone out there with just buckets load of slabs for these apparently thousands of dollars worth of money.
My mate's brother used to collect Pokemon graded slabs. And I went over his home thinking that, he collects them and he puts them in somewhere nice to visually see them and display them. No, he puts them in a shoebox under his bed. So he
just has like $10,000 worth of
So he just
shit.
has it and he puts it on his bed.
That's wild.
And I'm like, is there an
Nah.
end sum to this?
I feel-
He's like,
I
no,
feel
it's
like
like
it's
I
good-
just like collecting them.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's great that it's spilling over and creating the value to buy, but it's also very annoying that you're asking every single card the condition, because I don't mind taking pictures, but
if they're
I
real
know
valuable, for sure.
I know that you're gonna take pictures like, it's not what I want, and then you just ask for the next one, ask for the next one. It's just like I'm not gonna do it. Like if you want to buy, I would put a disclaimer in my website. It's just not for grading.
Yeah.
But if it's good, I mean, if you get it and it's gradable and you get a 10,
Yeah, good for you.
Good for you. But I'm telling you right now, all the cards I sell is not
as a standard.
Yeah, as a standard, it's not meant for.
That's a
grading.
good idea, because like I think the thing
I just don't want to
for
deal
the
with it.
listeners. I guess what we're discussing is like, if you sell things on eBay, quite often the traditional way is to take a photo of each individual item and then it posts it up. But the new way that we're using any of the online TCG sale, like point of sale website like systems is that it just has a generic photo of that image, and it's more of like just a digital PNG. So it's definitely not the specific item you're buying. So I don't know about you guys in the past, but when I've bought cards of like the auction houses or off eBay, sometimes the thing comes with a motherfucking big old crease in the middle of it, and you're just like, ugh, it's a bit annoying.
The biggest one,
Yeah, something like
Yeah, Card Kingdom's quality apparently has
it's
dropped
like
a lot.
just rough.
oh, rough, man. And it'll be NM foil, and it'll look like someone like put it under a car.
Hey, Card Kingdom, when I sell cards to you, it's perfectly fine. You put it on LP, bro.
I just have to
Yeah,
assume,
they're buying it from you at LP.
Yeah.
I just assume they're churning through so many cards that it just goes under the radar.
And you have to, especially like, I like to collect a lot of like onslaught foils and backwards. I'm a big fan of it. But it's when you buy from something like Card Kingdom, when it comes into stock there and you buy it, you have to prepare yourself that it might be fucked.
I just assume that for them, they've done the numbers and they're still rather than spend the effort to go through and check the cards more thoroughly, they're better off just refunding people if there was an error.
It's true. Maybe I should not be lazy about it and just ask for like a slight refund on that card.
Because they'll probably just no-brainer be like, oh yeah, probably. And they'll sort you out with some sort of like discount or refund.
Style credit.
Yeah, I think it's like when you're looking at onslaught or backwards, you're looking at cards that are 20 to 30 years old now. So the fact that they survived from that 25 years ago to now in a good condition is almost on me to.
It's
just
the
hope,
it's the Amazon method of, hey, we're churning out so many sales. If some people come back, if the percentage come back with refunds, it's still not worth our time to go through and individually check it, scrutinize it, just process it.
Yeah, true. I wonder if it's like an Uber Eats thing where if you ask too many times for refunds, they just shut you off for your account or something.
It's true.
It's crazy. It's good and crazy.
What a weird market space we're in. Anyway, you guys doing anything interesting? Doing anything fun? Watching anything?
Well, I had time last time. Now I don't have time. So I
What's
was
that one
watching.
what's that TV show everyone's watching?
I was watching Alien Earthy.
Alien Earth.
It was good.
It's in the Alien
Yes.
universe.
Yeah.
But it's set on
pre aliens.
There's not a lot of the Alien canon is set on Earth, right?
Yeah,
this is kind of a new.
Yeah, well, like only the crossover stuff to like the Terminator things is often when it gets to this like Earth. Although,
Alien vs Predator, right?
Yeah. So that's often when the Earth part of it crosses over. And I think because you have to have that bit of like
It's considered non-canon though. I think.
Is it?
I think Alien vs
I thought it's
Predator is
got back to
considered
being-
non-canon.
I don't know. There's a new next month, Predator Badlands.
Yeah.
That one's I'm
Maybe
pretty keen.
they just keep it in a gray area where it's like not going to affect the greater total sum of the canon, so they don't really care. It's more fun to imagine it's
But
real.
Alien vs Predator was present time.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, they're not considered canon.
Wait,
canon?
Alien vs.
Alien vs Predator is not considered canon.
As a kid,
because
I remember.
it's present time.
Interesting.
Because Alien Earth is in the future.
True.
You know what I'm saying? They got
Yeah,
droids and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Because
it's
they don't
like
have
Star Wars
droids in
Legends.
Aliens, and you already have aliens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Makes
So
sense, makes
aliens
sense.
came in Prometheus onwards, I guess. Then and then they got the black goo, whatever donkey shit.
Well, I was quite pleasantly surprised at how good the Alien Earth was because we've been through a bit of a spate of some like not very good adaptations to TV lately, and
Yeah.
this was actually quite good. It definitely felt every episode felt like going to the movies and watching an alien.
What's the premise of the Alien Earth?
Effectively like
Is it when first contact with alien?
Not,
Yeah.
not really first contact. So what happened was the Yutani ship was in space gathering samples of alien life forms.
Yeah.
And I think someone released the egg,
Yeah.
the alien egg,
Right.
and it got face hug
and
someone.
this is pre Sigourney Weaver.
Correct.
correct.
Right.
Correct. So and then alien was on the ship, kill everyone. Spaceship crashed into one of the big four, big three families on Earth. So the family on Earth is split into Yutani, Weyland Yutani.
Yeah, it's very Dune-like,
The
where
Prodigy.
Private businesses
Yeah.
control.
So they're
the-
all like
These,
ultra
these are the
trillionaires.
mega families. Yeah,
Yeah.
basically monarch families.
Yeah, it's very Dune-like where you have like these big families that are essentially private businesses that run Earth because effectively politics
It's
and
the end
monarchy
sum of
didn't
like
work for
it's
them.
the end sum of like super monopolies.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
Pretty much.
And like so, it like, hits one of those, and then it becomes a competition between these two, like the
Big families, Prodigy and
I
Yutani.
should really check it out. This sounds up my alley because I like sci-fi. I like the alien.
Oh, it is so
universe.
good.
and the CGI is good. There's a lot of good practical effects as well, which I always appreciate.
And the best thing is, it's not only the main focus is not only on aliens. It's all on alien life forms.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other life forms that are like really cool as well.
Oh, that's cool.
I feel like it's a strong setup for the future where they can't just keep leaning on the same jump scare kind of things, and it goes a little bit more into what I would call like modern horror, where you've got there's at least 4 or 5 different alien like life forms from different planets that they've collected, and they all have their own horrific ways that they interact with humans.
Yeah.
And it becomes a little bit more like a horror movie in that way of like, especially some of the ways that they indoctrinate their physical body into human physical body.
It's
Fucking
that
nightmare.
sci-fi style of horror where
Yes.
it's more like the themes of it is gruesome but believable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and
Yeah.
what I really like, the kind of like in the same way that the Predator versus aliens where they fight each other, it's interesting that the aliens didn't interact too much with each other during that process, but it definitely sets up a position where, like, you know, this one was very much like how they were affecting the humans, but it'd be interesting to see where they can get to a point where the aliens then are kind of like are fighting each other to a
Yeah, I
degree
should
as
check it
well.
out. What's it on HBO?
Disney Plus.
Disney
Plus,
Plus?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I gotta check it out for sure. The aliens universe has always for me captured a greater scale of sci-fi.
Yeah.
A lot of sci-fi gets really kind of tropey. Like Star Trek for me, it was very
And the main like character for this show is droids. Not droids.
oh, they're the androids, right?
Not really androids. Like it's a new droids, new kind of droids.
Right. This is like it's still early in the
Yeah.
sci-fi like timeline, so it's
Yes.
a little more rudimentary.
They're not. I don't think it all happens in the first episode, so you're not like losing anything here as like a what's it, like a spoiler. But what they're doing is they're taking children who are
Are
like
sick.
aren't going to survive, and they put their minds inside the synthetic body.
Consciousness.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's a almost a way to create immortal humans, assuming they don't get like broken.
Yeah, these are
apart by an
classic
alien.
sci-fi tropes I love.
Yeah, and it's actually done really well because then it also it deals a bit with like the emotions of like family members meeting each other again and realizing that their baby sister is like inside this synthetic, and like also the fact that part of the humanity is clearly lost now that they've gone into this like effective immortality. So
I love these tropes because it also dives into like what does it necessarily mean to be human? You know, in this far off future, what does it actually mean for humans?
like if you're not going to go bald and lose your teeth, like what is even humanity? You know?
Yeah, it's very Blade Runner-y.
Yeah,
I love
very
these
much
tropes.
so, yeah.
There's a video game that I've kind of deep dived into. I won't go into this, but it goes into the whole idea of like human consciousness and what does it mean to be human or being alive and for our species. It's called Soma. And the idea is that in the far-fetched future, a comet crashes onto Earth and eliminates all life forms, eliminates all human life on the surface. And the remaining scientists that were able to kind of take salvage deep underwater have started this project called the Ark, where they realize they can't really save their human bodies anymore. So they're going to try and upload their consciousness onto this idea of a digital ark and a final heaven, and they kind of send themselves into space in the grand hope of maybe they can be salvaged. But there's no more physical life. There's no more human life anymore. It's just consciousness. It's just digital consciousness in this like heaven. But at that point, this fake matrix heaven that's being launched into space is worth it. Like, human
what? So is that?
human life forms are all dead already.
Soma. He said
The video game's called Soma.
Oh.
It's actually a horror game, almost a little bit inspired by Aliens in the premise of concept, but it delves into the whole. It delves into the whole idea of like where does the human consciousness and
what's the
what does
game
it actually
part
mean?
of the game?
The game is a horror game where you wake up as a guy who's in this facility, not knowing where he's from, because in your consciousness, you were just a guy living in the 21st century, and you sign up for an experimental science project because you have mental trauma, and you're trying. And the idea of this mental trauma is, we're going to scan your brain, and we're going to try and see what we can do with your brain scans and help you out. You go through the scan, you wake up in the far future on this science facility, and it's a horror game of you trying to piece together what's going on. And then early on, you realized you're not a human anymore. You're just a consciousness implanted of a robot. Very much like the Alien Earth thing. You got your consciousness implanted of a robot, and you realize, holy shit, what's going on? And your explicit purpose is to restart the facility.
Like 3 days, and you're like, I haven't had to shit once.
Yeah. And then you piece together slowly as you go through that all the remnants survivors are just human consciousness planted onto robots, and then the remnants of the humans that are living on the facility have all been killed or are dying, and you've pieced into these fragments.
Is it a puzzle game or is it
puzzle horror game?
Is there things coming to attack you?
Yeah, you got to escape them.
What? What?
It's not. I haven't actually played it. I've kind of like watched a couple of video essays on it, but or like a review on it. It's more of a case of there are robots have gone rogue on the facility, and they're your antagonist. They're like your villains. And then the premise that I love is that in the game there's an AI that is kind of like the overarching. This is as the science, as part of this, in the far future, the scientists are working alongside an AI who is programmed to. Your job is to preserve humanity.
Yeah.
Like we're the last researchers and scientists, and our job is to try and preserve the remnants of humanity and what we can do with it. But the AI has kind of taken this protocol and has twisted it and slowly turning into the idea of I must do everything possible within my power to preserve humanity and save humans. So that means I have to not let them die. So you'll find humans being hooked onto machines and they can't die, and they're strictly being kept alive on life support.
That's like that nuclear like survivor you showed me a few weeks ago.
It was just like, and the whole premise is interesting. I love these sci-fi tropes. It's very up my alley. So I'll definitely have to check out Alien Earth because I love the idea of it.
It's very nice. I can't wait for season 2.
Yeah. It is. Lately, it's been hard. Like, there's not been very many things where you get to the end and be like, oh, I'm still.
Yeah,
as
I know what you mean.
Before.
Sometimes it's like, what is this, bro?
Yeah. There's an interesting premise. Actually, this is an interesting question for you guys I want to ask as well. In Soma, there's a point in the game where in order to progress, because your consciousness planted onto a robot suit, and by all means, you still believe you are human. By all means, you have human emotions, human memories. Everything part of you is human, except you are in a robotic body.
Yeah.
At some point to progress through the game, you're underwater, right? And you need a new body to try and go through the depths of the ocean because your old body will not survive through the crushing pressures of the ocean. So the researcher you're working with, Catherine, she's like, hey, we can implant your consciousness onto a new body. But she doesn't tell you that she's not implanting a consciousness on your body. She's just duplicating your consciousness onto a new body.
Oh, so you're leaving one behind.
So you're leaving one behind. So you wake up in your new body and you turn back around and you see that your old consciousness is still plugged into the original body.
Interesting.
What do you do in that situation? And then your old consciousness is still plugged in the machine. He's still not conscious yet.
So almost like a timeline split in like a comic movie. Now there's two of you moving forward.
There's two of you, and they're both. And that person still was you prior, and then you right now in the new body still have all the memories, the emotions of prior.
Damn, that's a nightmare.
And then you're looking at your old body now, and like, what do you do with it? Like, do you kill it off? Do you let it live? What do you do? It's like,
but you start to try and kill it, but it kills you first because you're both wild.
You have a stronger body now.
True.
Yeah. And it's the classic conundrum of what is it really? Where does the human element of the soul? Where does a human start?
Interesting.
Is
Danny
it in your
will take.
consciousness? Is it
We'll
in your
let
body?
it leave because one will drive the truck. One will drive the truck 24/7.
If you could clone yourself, would you clone yourself? You know what I mean?
And one will play Magic 24/7.
So
That'd be cool, right?
Can I clone myself with slightly more hair?
genetic modifications.
Yeah.
Right? That's also very sci-fi.
It's like one Danny. Hey, where's the money? Like,
I wonder,
have you banked in the salary yet?
I'm an incredibly hard worker, and I like the way I do things. Would I want more of me, or would that be a nightmare? Would I be my best employee or my worst employee?
And would you in this case would you be able to kill you to save yourself your previous you a slow death because you're trapped in the facilities? There's no other way for the old you to escape.
Think about it, Danny. You can take a FIFO for truck driving.
Yeah, I could do
1 week off, 1 week on. So one person will play Magic first, and then the other person work for truck 1 week.
My thing with this is always like, if you could do one, why not just do 100 though?
No. You don't need one. It's too expensive.
Yeah, but now I've got two guys making money.
Yeah, so you gotta like make money first.
There's a fun Fallout vault. Because in Fallout all the vaults are science experiments effectively. One of the Fallout vaults was just one guy cloned over and over and over and over and over again.
So he becomes like mutated.
No, it was more like you go in the vault and there's 100 of just the same guy, and they've had to create a pseudo government politics system among each other.
Date night in that building was real
It was
rough.
crazy, bro. Yeah. Does it count as jacking off or is it still sex?
Or it's just like an infinitely large Dutch rudder in a circle.
That's crazy. But yeah, Danny, that would be cool.
Have they finished season 1 of Alien Earth?
Yes, yeah, it's done. Yeah,
Cool. Definitely go
You
check
sure?
it out.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I'll finish.
yeah, quite good. I was actually quite surprised.
I'm very impressed.
I'm glad they've taken the Alien franchise, which started off as traditional horror flick, to we can expand this so much more than if it was just a horror movie.
yeah.
And they're going like like how Star Wars is, right? They go universes beyond. Like
Yeah.
they go the Mandalorian, blah blah blah, and things like that. So I think in Aliens and Predator as well. So Predator now is like a Badlands where Predator is like put into a harsh environment and they have to fight off different aliens
Yeah.
to survive.
As a
and
kid, I
prove
really
themselves.
liked the Predator movies, but I feel like the Predator movies just are a little lost on what they're trying to do. They're a little bit more lost on the idea and the cohesion of their lore.
It was very much just a coalition of the time of like, we only have practical effects, only have so much money, and this is what we can do.
Yeah.
So a lot of the kills, the combat, the attacks, what you see on TV, like a big part of it, like was the heat vision kind of footage, and that's just because like for them that was,
was
like
just cool.
Yeah,
It
it's
was cool.
cost effective thing they could actually pull
Yeah.
off. So I think the newer Predator movies are more like current sci-fi movies where they can do more wild stuff. It's like the Star Wars effect where why does R2-D2 have so many abilities in the past than the future, because they're just the new movies from the past were beforehand, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys alien or aliens kind of guys?
What do you mean alien?
You know when like Alien was hard stuck, this is a lone alien, it's survivor flick horror. Aliens was like action.
Yeah. A lot of people, there's a big diversity between the people that everybody hates Aliens 3. Let's look
Yeah, that's kind of universally agreed upon.
not very popular. There's a big difference between the fans that are big fans of Alien, the first movie, and Aliens, the second. A lot of people say that Aliens, the second movie, is the best movie of the whole lot. But it's because they're two slightly different
Very
genres
different
of
themes.
movie.
Yeah, I really like Aliens. I think for me, it was a fantastic. I love both movies, but Aliens is just entertaining and fun and has a certain level of that like old school 80s
Aliens
movie flick
is
feel.
the
I love.
first appearance of Queen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also added so much more to the lore that I thought was really fun as well.
Yeah. The additional Alien movie was just kind of like a Friday the 13th, but in
Space, right?
space, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a shock horror, you never know who's going to get what at what point.
You guys ever watch John Carpenter's The Thing?
Yeah.
The
I think
Thing?
I think I've watched the new one.
There's a new one? Oh, they did make a sequel.
Yeah, and the snow.
Yeah.
The original The Thing is a great movie. Fantastic movie that still holds up with practical effects and really dives into like if you like Alien, you might like this idea. Do you know much about it?
No, I only the second. I watched the second movie.
Gotcha. It's a bit of a classic. It's definitely worth watching if you have the time. It basically is science researchers in Antarctica uncover a alien thing that they're not sure what's going on, and the alien turns out to be some sort of sentient being that's able to replicate hosts. So what it does is it infects someone, kills them off, and replicates them perfectly. And it's this whole like
So you never know, if
yeah.
your friend is your friend or if it's the
So
enemy.
it's like games like Among Us are inspired by that idea of
Makes
you're
sense.
in this facility and who's who? Are you human anymore? What's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on?
yeah.
Can I trust you? And they're trying to get off this. They're trying to get off the facility while also not letting the thing also get into the greater human populace.
Yeah.
And the movie is full of great moments, great tense moments where like you have the main protagonist tying everyone up in a room, testing each other's blood one by one, and there's a tenseness of, hey, are you human? Are you an alien? Are you human? Are you an alien?
Yeah. And it turns out to be the guy doing the testing. Just confused.
And it's one of the movies with an open-ended ending for you to kind of interpret yourself.
yeah.
So did the aliens like managed to fly off with a helicopter? Or?
It's just, well, I mean, this is a spoiler at this point, but it's kind of vague. The main protagonist kind of destroys the whole facility, and like a largest effort of no one is allowed to get off this facility. And then he's kind of sitting alone in the snow, watching the remnants of everything burn down. And then he has his close friend next to him as well, sitting there watching over the fire. And it's highly implied that his friend at that point was already thinged, and they're both just watching the facility burn down and what's left of it.
Yeah.
And it's a human and alien, the thing, both kind of coming to terms with.
Oh, we fucked it.
We're fucked. So,
Interesting.
and then which is why a lot of people didn't like the sequel, because the sequel kind of made the ending less vague.
Yeah. It takes away the mystique about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
What was the sequel?
The sequel was actually a bit of a prequel, but it added way too much. It just copied the formula too much, but it did it poorly.
Oh.
So,
It's that classic, like, I think you get a little bit less of it now because we just do remakes of everything. But in the 60s through to the 90s, you get a lot of something will be successful, and studio execs would be like, do that again.
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
and you're like, you get 2 or 3 or 4 of the same movie, and you're like, you don't got to
do it, man.
You don't got to do it again.
Yeah. You guys see that Shrek movie got delayed?
No, I didn't even know there was a
the
new
new
Shrek
movie was supposed to come out in 2025, like this year, some like 2026 or next year.
Really?
They're probably
And
going to couple it with the Shrek Universes Beyond. So
True. Imagine getting a universe beyond Shrek. I think that would sell extremely well. People already like Eldraine, right?
what I want is you know those Shrek memes.
Yeah.
I want a Shrek meme universe.
That is a sequel that would do numbers. Yeah, people would definitely play Shrek as a commander. Are you kidding me? I would play Donkey, see what happens. The joke is that they had to delay the movie because they had to rewrite the plot, because people kind of just by the trailer alone kind of summarize the plot.
Oh my god, I thought this was a joke. I didn't realize that's actually true.
I don't think it's necessarily true, but the fandom is the people that really rally behind that's the idea. Because you can see it almost, right? Like the trailer has young teen girl wants to break free from family, and Shrek has to go chase her down and be like, no, your family's always been in the swamp, the overprotective father kind of deal.
Wait. Let me ask you: Is Shrek a kid friendly? I don't think it's kid friendly.
Nah, I always imagined Shrek was like a teen and a young adult movie.
Yeah.
When it first came out, it was very much a teen
There's
movie.
a lot of references,
It was
like Lord Farquaad.
definitely not for under
Right?
12-year-olds, right?
Lord Farquaad.
Yeah.
What? What's
Lord
the
Farquaad means Lord Fuckwad.
I've never
Yeah.
thought about that in my whole life. I don't know. I watched it as a kid.
Yeah, dude.
I think the whole part of those movies is there's references that adults get that kids.
You're right. You're actually pretty right there.
Because there's plenty of movies like that, but maybe that is more on the adult side. I don't know. I don't know. I should go watch Shrek as an adult. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
Yes. Lord Farquaad.
When it comes back around as a sequel, you just watch it, right?
Oh dear.
The movie industry is in a bit of a bust situation right now.
Well,
I
that's
guess.
what I'm surprised about the Alien Earth thing, where it's like I'm surprised.
I think
it was
they,
good,
they
you
make
know?
money because the subscription services are doing fantastic, but the cinema screening universe right now is in a bit of a bad situation. We're seeing less and less movies each year. And then the movies
Yeah.
are bombing more and more often. Tron Ares was another big bomb.
Oh,
But
huge,
Ja-
yeah.
I think Jared Leto at this point now might be unhireable. You can't have two
Is
back-to-back
it really
bombs.
bad, the movie?
I've heard the movie is actually not bad. I've heard the movie's fine.
Yeah.
But it just bombed in the cinemas because people will look at one. Does anyone these days care about Tron?
Yeah,
Is
who's
as
Tron for?
Tron as a franchise does it really matter? And then Jared Leto after Morbius kind of has that over his head now of people aren't going to watch a movie because of him, right?
It's a shame because I actually like.
I actually like Mobius. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
It's okay.
but it was a huge flop.
Yeah, because he went back to back from the Joker of you're the
Joker was
the
bad.
Joker. You already have a negative fan reception Joker into Morbius, and now you're in Tron Ares where people don't look at you as a serious actor anymore.
The Morbius studio got catfished where they released it and it flopped. And then the internet rallied around it and was like, no, this movie's actually good. So they did a re-release and then
They
it
got
flopped a second
fucked
time.
again. Yeah.
So I think they did the classic mistake of listening to the internet, because the internet is full of people that just yap and
trolling.
Yeah, they're
it's
just there for a funny
but
time.
trolling or willing, it's like when you put up a Facebook market, like a Facebook event, for a thing, and 100 people say they're going to come. Expect 4. If you get 100, you expect 4. So if you expect 200, you expect 8. It's just simple numbers. People on the internet will say they'll do stuff, but they never will do stuff. And it was the same thing. It's like the internet rallied around this movie, and the studio execs were like, "Oh, look, see, the people really do love it," and they re-release it spend the money to release it into the theaters again. Massive flop, like torrential flops.
Morbius is not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, I heard the movie was fine, but
Yeah.
what happened when you get the internet culture will rally behind a thing, and then it just becomes a fun idea. Now we're just going to bag on Morbius because it's fun to bag on Morbius.
Yeah, it's to me, it's also this. It's the.
I haven't watched it though, but that movie is really easy to bag on. That movie is really easy to make fun of.
But so is all the cringy acting from all the other movies. So.
Movies are supposed to be for you to just lay back and just watch it, right?
Correct, yeah.
It's not for you to like comment on it. Like,
Well, and
what you're doing, like,
I think all the Marvel movies created a situation where people felt like they were Marvel movie.
You know what was
and then
actually
they'll
just a bad movie though?
judge them.
Apparently that's the Madam Web movie.
oh yeah,
was
that one's
just
bad. That's like what are you doing? Like, you know, some movie you can just enjoy brainlessly.
Yeah.
Some enjoy is like, what on earth?
It's just strictly bad. Nothing's
Yeah,
making sense.
he's just putting like all the actress in there and it's just trying to like.
Yeah,
sell
I
it.
just
But
presume that.
how does a bunch of decent looking actresses Hispanic?
No,
go
because
wrong?
I've heard what happens is, and it happens a lot with Sony, and it was why they did the shitty Fantastic Four movie, where Sony is contractually has to release a
Movies,
movie
yeah.
of a certain license every now and again, otherwise they lose the license.
Sure, but these days, wouldn't you just do it in like anime, like anime or something?
I think there has to be a movie of some kind.
Yeah.
And then for Sony,
That's
it's
why, like,
like, we'll
Spider-Man and
spend
stuff.
$150 million just so we can hold the license on.
Yeah.
And
Just let it go.
and then it's like a launch platform for new upcoming actresses or actors to figure it out.
I wonder if even a shitty movie still makes enough money these days to make it vaguely worth it.
Yeah, because Sydney Sweeney kind of came out of nowhere. I'll be honest. Did she have acting? Was she an actor somewhere else?
She's good at
What happened?
something
Yeah, but they're all
else.
hell young, so of course they come out.
Or
nowhere.
was like Hollywood is like, hey, she's hot. We're just going to market the hell out of her.
Yeah, I feel like I think because like a lot of these actresses are like 17 to 19. Of course they
They're
come
just
out of
launching
nowhere
out of that
because
platform.
they're probably
Yeah.
in some shitty American TV show that we've never heard of. You know, what I
You're
mean?
right.
It's like a lot of them come from things like that. It's like this is where like their parents like are an actor or all this or that. And so you can say it's like nepotism, but like that's life, really.
That's just how it works.
Yeah. So,
So-
I don't know. I think people like to latch onto like a conspiracy theory too much to be like why?
Oh yeah,
is
too
it
many
in-
people come into the idea of industry plan, and it's like it's less of an industry plan and more like they just had the right opportunities and they're from a certain level of affluence already where they can just pull the right strings and market themselves out.
To me, it's more like plants just grow in industries. Like it's just
Yeah.
like of course,
It's
like,
inevitable.
It's kind of like Ice-T's kid. Ice-T's kid's an actor, but is he an actor because his dad's hell rich and he could walk into a studio and be like, hey, can you give my kid a job? And they're like, sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Then,
It's like,
is this thing falling down?
yeah, slowly, yeah.
Okay. What's that thing?
It's a giant panel where a hole is in the roof.
Yeah, we got this. Oh, it's gonna come down one day. For the listeners, we just have a duct taped.
Duct tape does
There's a
solves
few-
everything.
There's a few
We have a
check
duct
screws in
tape
there.
panel on the ceiling.
The
just
thing
to
is,
hold it up.
what's going to happen in this space is when we're having our first day at the restaurant on Wednesday this week at the new. At the new
Oh,
place.
well done.
Yeah. So the Uber Eats, we're going to kick off the first week Wednesday. I need a couple, I want to get a couple days there where that's all like ironed out. Then the next move for everything here is this podcast studio will move to the new place, and then the this section where the podcast studio will turn into shelving and display for like all the knickknacks and stuff like that, so we can reclaim some of the tabletop space for the other side of the room.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's just it just
Northern Boss 2 coming to you.
just got to do one task at a time, baby. We're just one task at a time.
All right, we're ready to wrap it up. Thank you
Wrap
very much
it
for
up like a burrito.
You're gonna go home watch some Marvel zombies, and then we can talk about it next week.
Is Marvel Zombies animated? Or
Yes,
is it,
animated.
and it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
at this point,
Disney
there's,
Plus,
there's enough
everything.
shows popping on Disney Plus. I should just get Disney Plus.
Just use mine. Just
Yeah,
use,
true. I'll just watch it at the board.
You didn't say anything. Disney, you didn't hear anything.
Wait, I was thinking.
No, I
there was-
got a family pass. We're family.
I'm real keen to be like going back and watching shows again, watching more time. I know there's a bunch of people at the boards who are fans of the Fallout TV show, and we've mentioned the Fallout TV show a bunch.
Is it season 2 already?
I've
right?
had a few people asking me about the Fallout game lately, so I think we might have to put a little chat together.
I've been really wanting to play more of the Fallout tabletop game.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout Wasteland Warfare was the original tabletop game, but it seems like Morphidius, the publishers, are starting to slowly pull back away from that system, and they've released a new system called Fallout Factions.
Factions, yeah.
Which is think of it as they took Warhammer 40K
Mm-hmm.
and they've trying to make Kill Team. So they've taken Wasteland Warfare, which is 40k, and they're trying to make Kill Team, which is Fallout Factions. But Fallout Factions is new revised rules and new release of them. They launched the game shitty, in my opinion, but now they're doing better by it now. They're actually releasing factions that people want. They're trying to support it more. So maybe there's going to be a bit of momentum that might be worth capturing. And I like the Fallout universe. But anyway, what I was trying to say was, I've had a lot of people say, hey, we should do a watch party for the season when it comes out. And I'm like, yeah, I actually love the idea of getting more people down to the boards and just having like watching TV shows and having new releases.
Well, now that I've been playing a bit more of the soccer at the shop on the other TV, I was thinking about upgrading that to a much larger TV. So we can maybe
like
be
watches and stuff.
Yeah,
gatherings.
so we can do things like that. Like I don't mind playing. Like we come here and play football.
Because realistically, it's no different. Like what we offer here is not that much different from like a pub when people come down and get a drink, get a food, and watch a game.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So I thought about maybe we convert that into like a much larger TV. It's like we can you use a bit more functionally because it's fine now to sit there and watch it, but I think. If you're a bit further away or even a computer, like it's for a game like a football game like what we're doing, or even like a TV show, you maybe want a bit more clarity about it. But yeah, go watch the Zombie Marvel. You'll like it. It's definitely and we can talk about it on the next one.
Sick.
We got homework.
Let's go.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Ciao.